The following is an original Aliven podcast.
2 weeks in a row, ladies and gentlemen, we had two fantastic weekends filled with really good racing, if I may say the least. Trucks unfortunately didn't get their full distance in because of the race being timed, but we still got past halfway. Xfinity, what even in the world was that? Cup, I can't even believe what I just saw there. Even like you can even see Sly over here because he's a little frustrated with how this weekend turned out. But we're gonna cover it all on the newest episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. As always, I'm Elijah Leonard here with you. To my right, that is Slifer. Wyatt will be here soon. He is currently taking care of some stuff behind the scenes, so we will see him a little bit later on. And if you do notice, yes, I do sound a little bit raspy and kind of sound like I'm coming down with something. So it's been a pretty interesting weekend. So I am good right now, but obviously when I wake up in the morning tomorrow, it probably isn't going to be the same thing. So I'm just kind of dealing with a little bit of a cold. Just a little bit of a cold. But
on that.
but we're good.
Yeah, I'm going through it myself. I think it's probably because of pollen. Like past couple days, I've been coughing like no tomorrow. You know, I'm not sick or anything. It was just I made friends with Halls, and it's helped me out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, man, but regardless of that, Sly, what's going on, man? How are we doing? How do you feel? Tell me, walk me through your reaction on this entire weekend.
2 words. Kosovar. Because, you know, I understand that I think it was Mike Joy that was up in the booth with him, gave him the nickname the Hurricane.
And it makes so much sense too.
But when you try to insert yourself into a hole that's not really there, come on.
Oh my goodness. Well, I could definitely say, I mean, besides some of the stuff that happened in the Cup race, I mean, like this weekend altogether, I think, in my opinion, I don't know. I think it's just because of like the passion just being for racing, just being back for me, where I'm just invested in these races again. And they're like, the vibe is there again. Let's go ahead and talk about the weekend, man, because you know, this, I think, as much of a fan as I totally am of Atlanta Super Speedway, I have to admit, like, this racing, I think for this year, I mean, for the spring, was hit way differently than any other, you know, Atlanta race that I think we've ever had. Really, any Atlanta weekend that we've had since we started racing on this new configuration. Let's go ahead and talk about the truck race because that Saturday there was a lot of rain that came through. Cup qualifying got canceled, and then the truck race, unfortunately, they weren't able to get the full distance in because of the race being timed. If they
almost did,
they almost got it. They were really, really close. But by the time 420 came around, speaking of 20, there's Wyatt down there. Wyatt, regardless of that, you are just in time because we were talking about the truck race. I mean, to kick off the weekend, which almost saw full distance. Unfortunately, when they made it to 420, I think they ended off with like about 10, 15 laps to go, like close to that point.
I think it was like 15 or 17 to go.
It was,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of that, it was really close. There. Yeah. Honestly, this is just me, but like regardless of what could have been, follow or actually like I feel like they could have barely gotten the truck race done before the O'Reilly's race. I mean, like
That's
But
that's
it
what
would
we
have.
got to think. Like they kept it calm, but what about cautions? If we did get a caution,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the
well,
thing.
not just that. It's the fact that you got to get all the trucks off the track, all those pit boxes away, the Xfinity pit boxes there, get those cars on the track. So I still see why they timed it.
Hey, also,
yeah, which is all fair.
don't you mean the
O'Reilly Auto Parts series.
but regardless of, you know, how far the trucks managed to get in their race, it obviously ended with the Spire Motorsports trucks of Kyle Busch and Carson Hocevar, the two all-star trucks, finishing 1-2. With Busch, of course, winning the race. And I feel like maybe it could be the step in the right direction for Kyle. I mean, like, granted, yes, he won a lower level series race. I get
It's
that.
still a race.
Still a race regardless. Carson, and I'm actually kind of impressed that Carson Hocevar actually didn't even do anything here. He just played defense the entire rest of the race, stayed behind Kyle. He didn't even make any moves for himself for the win, and just made sure.
Here's the thing: after his post-race interviews, he said like something was like wrong with his car. He couldn't even get the run, even if he tried.
Well, still, like he basically just said, if I can't win it, well, I might as well make sure that the team wins it, which is like, regardless of that, I think it's like, all right, okay. Class act by Carson there. I will give him credit where it is due. Well, let's go ahead and shift on over to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. Like, I didn't watch the race in full. I couldn't, but I saw the end. And that the ending to that race is probably the most electrifying finish I think I've ever seen on this configuration at Atlanta. Austin Hill, I think it was Austin Hill, right?
Yeah.
He was so close to getting 2 for 2. He gets bumped by Ross Chastain, and he does a little like Tokyo drift on the apron, and out of the woodworks, after 15 second place finishes, Sheldon Creed finally wins. Yes.
Yep.
All it took for me to pick him as a stay away, and he wins. He wins the damn thing.
I mean,
what the heck? Well,
I know we're gonna get into it after. I know we're gonna get into it after the O'Reilly, but my stay away. When the hell did he show up? But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Oh my god!
That was. I did watch that race. That was a really good race.
I mean,
I enjoyed it. It was mainly Austin Hill and Jesse Love leading the way mostly. We had a few surprises up there. That ending was probably one of my favorites of the night.
I would agree with that one.
Or the weekend, I should say.
Just
I'll
like,
just leave this here.
and I have to say, like, I have never, like, even if you listen to the booth, Adam Alexander, Parker Kligerman, and Jamie McMurray, I've never heard all three of them just scream as loud as they've been and get as hyped up as they've been ever in any booth. Doesn't matter if it's like Fox, NBC, TNT, like it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. My thing is like those three in particular were just, once they saw everything unfold the way that it did and Sheldon Creed came out on top, dude, I was like, holy cow. Holy cow.
There he
Speaking
is.
of holy cow.
I've never heard all three announcers get as hyped up as they've been
Oh yeah.
ever. Adam Alexander was
yeah.
like on the verge of losing his voice. Just calling Creed back to the flag. I'm like, wow. I've never heard Adam Alexander as hyped up as he's been in any other race that he's ever called.
Mhm.
That was insane.
Is it safe to say that like I don't know if y'all are going to agree with me or not, but of the current, and I'm just counting like just the Fox, and on this one I say is we haven't gone to NBC and all that stuff yet. Is it safe to say that the Xfinity, Stapleton, if you don't mind,
We gotta include Stapleton in the double time.
is it safe to say like that's the best announcer booth at the moment?
I would agree,
Yes.
100%.
No offense, as long as it doesn't involve Jamie Little, then anyone would be good.
True.
Yeah, the
I
CW
honestly,
booth.
I take
I love the O'Reilly Output Series colors anyway, but with the package that they have being almost a fairly good race every week, and then with the CW, like those three keep on getting better and better. Jamie Parker and Adam.
Adam.
Now that this is the second year together, I just feel like will keep on getting better and better.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Whole broadcasting team, and they're always my favorite broadcasting team in the sport outside of Prime, but that's only like 5 races.
Yeah.
So,
And it's,
Yeah, that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't include Prime yet, because it was mainly going to be mainly talking about the first one that include Fox.
yeah, CW is by far my favorite in this time, of course.
This is probably going to be interesting. Let's talk about the Cup race. Now, this is the race I did watch in full. What in the world did we even just see? Like,
Where do we even want to start with?
I don't even know where to begin. Like, do we want to talk about how SVG spun through the grass twice but still finished in the top 10? Do
Here's my
we
thing.
want to talk about how Carson Hosefar was driving with his head up his own ass but still came home with a top 5 finish somehow? Do we want to talk about how Tyler Reddick somehow, with no right front fender on that car, comes home with back-to-back wins to start the year off?
Speaking of
first
Tyler
time
Reddick,
since 2009.
Like, with Matkins of the ball people.
That was before I started watching NASCAR. Was the last time that happened.
Not to mention that's technically quote unquote back-to-back super speedway races.
no, it's a super speedway and a speedway.
Well, it's also Tyler Reddick also made a little bit more history on top of that, but he's also the 6th, 7th driver to achieve 10 career victories.
Really? Did you have to make that mention?
I did see that. Yes, I don't know why he had to mention that, but yes, I did see that.
But yeah, it was like the last couple laps of the Cup race was interesting. Like sticking your nose where it don't belong. Close so far.
I don't understand. I don't understand the move. Like why did he do that?
Well,
Like,
he was.
I'm not.
What was going on was he was also getting a huge shove from Ross, and I think like a few other cars behind him, but mainly I saw Ross like connected to the back bumper of Hocevar, and there was a hole that was kind of open, but obviously it wasn't going to be big enough to just shoot the gap. Like Hocevar was trying to, obviously he had a run. And he tried to take it somewhere, and obviously where he took it didn't work.
Yeah, those final laps was crazy. I did not know who was going to win that race. I was like, I had a lot of cars up that I was rooting for, like Bubba Wallace was up there. Of course, Tyler Reddick. of course, my uh my gamer tag is CE19. You had Briscoe up there.
But
You had Briscoe. I know
now,
it's an E, but
here's
it's
two
something else.
things.
Go ahead.
How is it? Obviously, my stay away from was SVG because we all knew how he was on the ovals.
Yeah.
He goes to his own number that he used to drive, like in the
V8
think, like-
supercars.
the number 97, and now he's up there like in the top 10 and everything. Poor Connor Zilic is getting the 88, screw job.
I mean, that's going to be different when we hit to like other tracks for
Like
Village. Yeah,
prime example.
I think him and Stapleton have something in common there. The 97, the 197 is a wonderful number to race, and it helps you out in the behind.
Oh, I just realized people are gonna assume that I'm a SVG fan.
Yeah.
For people that
Yeah.
don't know me, they're gonna assume. No.
You heard it
Yeah.
now, folks. Stapleton's
You might
numbers are 5 and 97.
Well, let's go ahead and go over our finishing results from the weekend, starting off with the doubleheader that we had on Saturday with Trucks and O'Reilly's. Kyle Busch and Carson Hocevar, a duo of Spire Motorsports cars, they finished 1-2 in that exact order. Gio Ruggiero comes home in third, Ben Rhodes in fourth. Corey Heim, in his Truck Series return, completed the top 5, followed by Chandler Smith, Jake Garcia, John Hunter Nemechek, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Justin Haley completing the top 10. Positions 11th on down to 20th look like this. I completely forgot Ty Dillon was in the 25.
Oh.
No joke. I saw the announcement that he was going to be in the 25, and it went completely over my head since then. Up until now. Adam Andretti, who made his Truck Series debut today. What?
Today.
Today.
Today's debut today.
Is racing on a Mondays we're recording instead of last Saturday that we watched and talked about.
I guess so. Adam Andretti, though, I will say I'm pretty impressed that he still managed to come up with the top 15. Like, with as loose as his truck was at the beginning of the event,
Oh, yeah.
like, he was close to crashing like what felt like 10 times. But he still comes home with the top 15 regardless. I'm proud of that. That's impressive. But he comes home 12th. Then it's Daniel Dye, Tyler Ankrum, Andreas Perez, Brendan Queen, Tyler Reef, Chris Wright, Minnie Tyrell, 19th again, and Stuart Friesen completes your top 20.
Hold on, before you go on to excuse me, my brain's working and my mouth works faster than my brain. Before you go on to the 21st to the 30th, I want to give Minnie Tyrell, like he's being smart, like he's staying out of trouble. This is like you said, second 19th finish in a row, but he's not up front in the super speedways, but he's laying back, and he's actually finishing his second top 20 in a row.
Absolutely.
That's still pretty good for him. I'm giving him a lot of credit here. And poor Stuart Friesen ran up for a lot, finished 20th. Not what you wanted to see, but hey, that's something. I had to give the first shout out to once a shout out. Had to talk about those two drivers for a second.
21st on down to 30th goes as follows here. Caden Honeycutt, Grant Enfinger. Brace yourself if you're a Rayon Bros Racing fan. Clayton Green, Josh Rayom, Frankie Muniz, 2:22:33, all in that order, finished 23rd, 24th, 25th. And then it's Spencer Boyd, Lane Riggs, Ty Majeski, Tyler Tomasi, and Tanner Gray that complete the top 30. And then finally, 31st on down to 36th, it's Cole Butcher, Dawson Sutton, Caleb Costner, Daniel Hemrick, Justin Carroll, and Christian Eckes, who went out of the race on lap 2. Rather unfortunate.
You know, granted, I can't pick him for I think like another couple weeks. But the one that I did pick to stay away from finished right around my normal stay away from. Like, you can't make this up.
Well, going on to Xfinity Series results, or O'Reilly results.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is gonna take a while to get used to.
Half the season, maybe.
By the way, do you like that sound, Stapleton?
Oh, I love it.
I love
I
it.
was hoping.
I was the one that
hoping
started
this
it,
week.
so
Well, of
I-
course, it's
I
your
love it.
voice.
I don't love my voice, but that's not here
Who
or there.
does?
I'll make an exception to that. He says. But going on to the O'Reilly's results, how about this? This is actually kind of funny. The 00, Sheldon Creed, wins the race. Number
Finally.
99, Parker Retzloff. So we go from double-digit 00 to double-digit 99. And then Nick Sanchez, the highest finishing Ford, the first of two, the only two Fords that were in the field. Nick Sanchez and Luke Fenhaus. We'll get to him later. But Sanchez finished in third, Corey Day fourth, Jesse Love coming home inside of the top 5, Ross Chastain sixth, Sam Mayer seventh, Raja Karuth coming home in eighth, and then the highest finishing Toyota of Taylor Gray coming home in ninth, and Brandon Jones rounds out your top 10.
Talk about Nick Sanchez for a second there. That was the right person they picked for that 25. Like I was wondering like how well he was going to do. He was the prior winner to it. So like I was wanting to see how he does. He did pretty good, and I hope to see some good stuff out of him.
Yeah, I feel like that team is going to be possibly one to like that could be a flinch chase contender.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's like, oh, that deal literally happened the week before Daytona. Well, yeah, but we got a long season to go. Like I really think Sanchez, like he was really consistent last year. Outside of that win, he was really consistent with Pick Machine. So I would really like that move for Sanchez, and I think it could be good. And also, Raja Karuth, I thought for a little bit, I thought he was going to win that race. Because he looked like he had a really strong car.
Yeah.
That was, to me, one of the most exciting ones out of the three that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Positions 11th on down to 20th looks like this. Dean Thompson, Austin Hill, Patrick Staropoli, Garrett Smithley, which I haven't heard Garrett Smithley's name in a long time. Josh Bilicki, Jeff Burton, Chad Fincham, another name I hadn't heard in a while. Nick Leitz, Brendan Poole, and Luke Fenhaus completing your top 20. 21st on down to 30th looks like this. Austin Green, Ryan Ellis, William Sawalich, Gio Ruggiero, Anthony Alfredo, Mason Maggio, Josh Williams, LeVar Scott, Jeremy Clements, and Sammy Smith, your top 30. And then our final 8 finishers from 31st on down to 38th, that being Cody Ware, Carson Quapple, Justin Allgaier, Joey Gase, Harrison Burton, Blaine Perkins, and then the Siegs of Ryan and Kyle finishing in 37th and 38th, both on lap 4.
As a Sieg fan, I was very sad.
So now let's get over to our Cup results here. Tyler Reddick coming home with back-to-back victories to start off the year. Mr. Reddick in 23-11, they are on a roll so far to start off the year, which pretty impressive. Chase Briscoe finishing in the second position. Then it's Ross Chastain coming home in third. Carson Hocevar in fourth. Daniel Suarez. He's another guy. He's another guy that I feel
Where did he come from?
is on a roll, like secretly on a roll to start things off. I know the first two races were super speedways, one real, one artificial, but like, can we just agree that like Suarez is starting off the year pretty hot in his own way?
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't talk about Suarez till like the end of that race, because like close to like maybe 20 to go. I'm looking at that pack and I see like this random blue and green number stuff. I'm like, what the hell did you come from?
Oh yeah. He's been close to the front maybe like several times, but like once he got down to the end, we saw him in the top 10 for the first time all night. He's just like, oh, there he is. He's working with Carson. Like, wow.
I swear, like NASCAR needs to go play the lottery or something with because you got the 77, the 7, and the 97. 3 7s finished.
That's
in
pretty
succession.
That's pretty impressive. SVG, again, as Sly mentioned, he finished in the 6th position, which for the day that he's had, spinning in the grass twice, and still comes home with a top 10 finish. Zane Smith, once again, a fantastic run out of him. 2 top 10s in a row. He comes home 7th this week. He finished 7th this week. Bubba Wallace in 8th. Ryan Preece 9th. And Ryan Blaney completing the top 10. Now, positions 11th on down to 20th look like this. Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, Noah Gragson, Chris Buescher, Ty Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, John Hunter Nemechek, and Michael McDowell. Funny thing is, he started 20th, and at the end of the race, he basically did not go up or down in any positions whatsoever. So he finished exactly where he started. 21st on down to 20th looks like this. Wyatt, cover your ears. Christopher Bell coming home in 21st.
Screw you, Carson.
Oh, now you jump on my bandwagon.
And Slifer 2 for jinxing him.
What'd I do?
You picked him in the win, you jinxed him, you jerk.
He's so confused.
I'm messing with you.
Oh. But Christopher Bell finishing in the 21st position. Cole Custer coming home in 22nd. And then it's Alex Bowman, Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland, Austin Cindric, Cody Ware, William Byron, Austin Dillon, and Connor Zilich completing your top 30. And then from 31st on down to 38th looks like this. JJ Yaley. He finishes ahead of Kyle Larson. Riley Herbst.
Over his ears on that one.
Kyle Busch. Of course, BJ McLeod. Then Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Gibbs, and Josh Berry, who went out on lap 81 along with Ty Gibbs.
And it is now time for my segment, and I'm just going to point this out here. The next 2 weeks, I will not be here. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of state, and I'm going to be working. I may be back when I get done. I may have time. I may pop in if I have headphones, but I may not. But it's just 50-50. Anyways, but right now, if I'm not here, Elijah will be taking over my segment. Had him do the list, show him the list. He may end up editing the list for me when it goes off.
Yeah.
We did some small minor adjustments.
Now we start off with the truck series, as I always do. We always go down and up. So our only winner on this board, because Kyle Busch, who won, is part-timer. He's not going to be part of this at all. But Chandler Smith still top of the board with 59 points above the cut. of the cutoff. Then got Gio Ruggiero 31, Ben Rhodes 24, Ty Majeski 16, Stuart Breeze 15, Rookie Butterbean number 9, tied with Caden Honeycutt and Andreas Perez. Tyler Ankrum and Christian Eckes. And I just realized I didn't fix that cut. I didn't fix that highlight on Andres Perez. I'll get that when I can get there. Unless you can do that editing for me real quick, Elijah, and highlight that yellow for me.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to fix my focus on the camera.
Anyway, well, when you get a chance. But anyways, and
fix it to yellow or green.
Oh, yeah, yellow, because green's rookie. Thank you. And now, I think I said Ankrum and Eckes are 7 and 3 in their respective order. Now the people below the cutoff. Daniel Dye, first down by -3. His teammate Justin Haley, down by 5. Jake Garcia, down by 8. Second rookie Mini Trial, down by 11. Not bad for him. Frankie Muniz, Slifer's favorite person. Frankie Muniz is down by 14. Chris Wright down by 16. Tanner Gray also 16. Part-timer Josh Radome 17. Colt Butcher, rookie, 18. Spencer Boyd 20. Lane Riggs 21, and then Grant Enfinger 23, currently below. Very surprising names on somebody so far in the second race, like Butterbean still up here. Even though Eckes had didn't barely add the race, he's still in the top 10. Mini Trial, second race, still top 15.
Which I think is pretty impressive. I think for Mini, especially for, Daytona and Atlanta, I think it made sense for him to start in the back and obviously play it safe until the very end. But now that we're kind of shifting our gear away from the super speedways for a while until October, what kind of effect is that going to have on his performance as we progress into the year? Because the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, especially with the the challenge, the race for the seat, I think most of the tracks that all the contestants raced on, including Mini, were short tracks, correct?
They were yeah, they did a couple road courses in the late models, but regardless, because I watched every single one when it aired.
Okay.
He did impress me a lot. But I think road courses he's going to do really good on. May not win, but if he can put his mindset to how he did in race for the seat into the actual road courses, eventually, maybe next year, I could say Mini would be a threat on road courses.
I could see that, and I'm also want to see how he does in short tracks, and then maybe not the big mile, maybe some mile and a half. I'm thinking maybe Kansas, see how he does there. So those are going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to now that he's been quiet. Now that he's been quiet to start off the year, obviously with the first 2 races, which were understandable for him to be in the back and then just kind of play it safe until the very end.
Like a learning.
Yeah, it's kind of like a learning thing, basically. Now I'm just wondering. That was my question. I was just wondering, to myself, especially once we go to St. Petersburg, once we go to a lot of these other tracks, I think if I actually go and look at the truck schedule, I think after St. Petersburg, they go to Darlington. So how is he gonna is he gonna turn the volume up a little bit more once we go to St. Petersburg or Darlington or Rockingham or Bristol? there's a lot of questions in my mind as to like, is Mini going to be able to turn up the voltage a little bit?
Rockingham, I can see him do good, but I don't know
Yeah.
about Darlington or I don't know, Bristol maybe because it is a short track, but that is a really fast short track. I believe it is the fastest short track at the moment. It is fast track. What am I talking about? But like that one is going to be, I feel like a challenge for him. I think Rockingham maybe his style. He may be good there. Darlington is going to be a bunch of question marks in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think he might start turning it up. Let's say around Nashville. I'm predicting.
Okay.
I believe that. And I think
him
Nashville's
a little bit more. Well, not just that. It's giving him a little bit more seat time in the trucks, to get more familiar with the pack racing or, just racing in the truck series.
Just get him a little bit more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And Stapleton, if you do the honors, now we're going to shift gears to the
O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
And now we're going to go with the lineup on there. The first 12 cars that are currently above the cutoff in the chase is our first winner, Austin Hill, with a 61-point lead above. Rookie Roger Caruth, currently a 39-point above cutoff. Second winner we got is Sheldon Creed. Weird saying that at the moment for the O'Reilly series. That's something to get used to now. So he finally won. Jesse Love. He's actually tied with Jesse Love, who's also 37 points above the cutoff. Parker Retzloff is 31 points above. I think I said 37 for Creed Love. But anyways, I'm getting off track. 26 points above for Justin Allgaier. Carson Kvapil, currently 21 points above. Corey Day, 7, rookie. Sammy Smith, 5. Ryan Ellis, 3. Taylor Gray is 1 point. And then tied for the last spot, and the nod goes to Brendan Poole. It will be tied for that last spot with 0. And the first one below will be Patrick Stromboli, who he's tied with.
Stromboli.
Now the rest of the ones.
Stromboli.
Staropoli.
Stromboli. Staropoli. Oh, okay.
That's not. No. It's Staropoli.
I'm going to butcher that name. I'm going to butcher it. I swear. I'm never going to say it right.
Patrick Star. Leave it at that.
There you go. That's perfect.
I'm trying to remember.
SpongeBob. I'm almost in the chase, SpongeBob.
So the rest of the cars currently below are as follows: Josh Bilicki down by 1, Nick Sanchez down by 2, tied with Brandon Jones. Anthony Alfredo is down by 5, Blaine Perkins down by 6, Sam Mayer down by 7, Jim Burton down by 7, also tied with William Sawalich. Then the last one on my list is Ryan Sieg down by 8. I'll say this: Raja's he's showing up in a good way. I think the real test is going to be when he gets to Phoenix when he's driving that 32.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
for Anderson.
I feel like Caruth, will do okay. I mean, I'm just saying that just based off of his experience with like racing for another mid-pack team like Alpha Prime. I feel like, that could translate, from that experience, but I think he'll do okay. Maybe just with a little bit of help from, Junior Motorsports, a little bit of backing from them. I don't. Do I think that like he'll be like top 5? No, top 10 at the very best.
All right, now we shift gears to the Cup. We shift gears to the Cup Series, where top of the board, no surprises, Tyler Reddick with now 2 wins. Already going back to back, being the first, like Nasa said, being the first one to do it since Matt Kenston 09, which is still pretty cool. I didn't honestly thought it was more drivers that did. I didn't think that he was the 6th driver.
And apparently, like after Matt Kenseth won 2 in a row, he I looked on race reference, he fell off a cliff, and I don't even think he made it into the chase. So Tyler, no pressure, but don't do what Matt Kenseth did in 2009 and fall off a cliff and miss the 2026 chase.
Well, he's got himself a good bubble at the moment because he's currently 81 points above that cutoff, and his teammate, Bubba Wallace, is currently 41 points above.
How about
So you
that
have Chase Elliott.
2311 Racing top 2
Yeah,
after Atlanta.
I love the fact that Tyler Reddick went winless last year, and in the first 2 races he wins. I love that, and he needs this boost too because he's a
Yeah.
damn good driver.
Easily, yeah.
Carson Hocevar, 30 points above. Zane Smith, 27. Joey Logano, 24. Daniel Suarez, currently 23 points above the cutoff, tied with Ryan Blaney, who's 8th. Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher, teammates, are both 17 points above the cutoff. Ironically enough, Buescher, number 17, is 17 points above the cutoff. Ross Chastain, 7. Noah Gragson, 6, tied with William Byron. Ryan Preece, 5. Chase Briscoe and SVG are both up by 1 point above the cutoff. Then you got the current 6 below. We got, teammates and Ty Dillon and AJ Allmendinger down by 1 point and 2 points respectively. John Hernimachek also down by 2, along with Michael McDowell. Sorry, Stapleton. Kyle Larson down by 3, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. down by 5.
It's fine. It's what I expected for the first 2 races. By the time we get to like Darlington, Larson's gonna be above the. Actually, no. But by the time Las Vegas, no. By the time we record next week's episode at after COTA, Lawson will be above the bubble, most likely.
Yeah.
Watch it. He does record next week, and he's not even on the grid at all.
The beauty of this right now, especially when you look at all the points, like it's still very, very early in the season. So everybody's kind of everybody right now is kind of close together. And the benefit of like, you know, the early stages of the year is that now with this chase format, it's so easy to just go from like Bell's spot and just make this huge jump. Even when you factor in stage points. I want to point that out. When you factor in the stage points, like it kind of sort of helps. A lot of these guys, especially when you look like from 4th all the way down to 22nd, like everybody's just close together. So by the time we leave COTA, I mean, of course, SVG is going to be a little bit further up the cutoff than what we would have predicted, because it's COTA. SVG is like the road course king because of his experience over at V8 Supercars. But maybe this upcoming week is probably might be the day. I don't know. Nobody really knows at this point. By the time we get about a 1/6 of the way into the season or a quarter into the year, obviously like these points, the way that they are now, they're not going to be, or the way that they will be like in another 6 to 9 races, they're not going to be what they are now. They won't. And it's like, obviously, and the gaps I think are going to be a little bit similar, but when you look below the cutoff, who knows? We'll see.
Like Elijah was saying, it's early because you got what, like 24 more races before the chase. 23, 24. You know,
24.
And the point that Stapleton made with Matt Kenseth. So, you know, anything's possible in those next 23 races.
Now we're going to move to a different. This is still part of the same segment. If not, we're doing something different for my deal. Now and after we talk about the points, we talk about the GTN points. Now, so now looking at this, our biggest gainer of this whole deal was Stapleton. He got 5. He got 5 predictions correct. And now, currently at this moment, how the points stand out. both me and Stapleton are both tied with 9 points. Elijah is 8 points, and Slifer is a 7. Elijah got 4 correct. I
All right,
got
moving
3,
on.
and then poor Sly only got 1.
Poor boy.
But yeah, so we will be.
Blame
But like
us
you said,
over
this is
for
early too. This one's going to be early too. But yeah, we're going to now. These are going to be talked about after the driver's points. So after this will conclude my portion of the whole damn points.
We'll
I think that's
also
going to be my
show
official name. I think that's going to be the official name now.
the whole damn points.
The whole damn points.
We'll put the graphic back up once it's time to do our predictions, just as a little review. But there is one piece of news, as far as I'm concerned, that I think Sly and I, at least that I personally know of, is aware of. Let's talk about Keelan Harvick here for a minute. He just
Yeah, I know about
recently
this too.
got signed onto a long-term contract for Toyota. And I was not expecting this at all. I'll be 100% real with you. Because he's technically still racing for Rackley War, right? Which is a Chevy team. So I wonder how this will work. Is he moving to Toyota effective immediately, or like what are the details on this contract?
According to what it says, again on NASCAR.com, it said during the 2026 motorsports season, Harvick will partner with Rackley Ware Race and Kevin Harvick Incorporated to compete in dozens of late model races nationwide, piloting the number 62 Toyota Camry.
Oh, okay.
With ExxonMobil serving as a primary sponsor for several of those events.
I wonder if it's kind of like a KHI Wackley War thing.
I wonder.
Or like the teaming up.
And not only that, I wonder how it's going to affect like Rackley War's truck program as well, you know? Because like they're a Chevy team over in trucks.
I don't think it's going to really affect it a whole lot. Just because it's not one of the 3 main series.
I feel like it's kind of funny the fact like now we got a Harvick that's about to drive for Toyota.
Oh my goodness! Imagine if like at one point we see like this on it and to listen like 5 or 6 years. Keelan Harvick, Blitzen Bush, Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the day that Braxton Bush and Keelan Harvick are in the same race together, my God, they better get Kyle and Kevin in the booth.
And they just wreck each other on the racetrack.
Oh God.
Oh my God. The tension in the booth would be immaculate.
Oh no.
Like, dude, I'm just
can only
calling it
imagine.
right now. Like, I can already imagine it, dude. But no, I think that's actually kind of cool though for Keelan. To see it, like actually to see him get that contract for Toyota. Now the now the Harvick name is going to be in all 3 manufacturers.
He's never driven a Dodge, if I'm correct, right?
I don't recall, honestly. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's only Chevy. It's only Chevys and Fords that I remember because he was RCR all through to 2013.
And like
yeah,
in the late 90s, I do recall Harvick driving a Ford in the trucks. That was just back in the late 90s though, before he got signed on to RCR in like 2000.
Ford or Ram?
Ford.
He drove a Ford in the Cup Series too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's why like it was more Ram was my question. Unless
Nah.
they put him in the 25, for college racing.
I mean, hey, there you go. And then
I mean, hey,
never say
hey,
never
Kevin's
with.
still doing late models, so he can still go.
I would agree with that. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've talked about everything that we needed to, right?
And some.
And then some. So with that said, I think we should go ahead and segue into previewing not just COTA, but St. Petersburg in the truck series. They're going on a street course for the first time ever. Trucks, that is, to be more specific. And that's gonna be kind of interesting. So, gentlemen, we know what to expect for O'Reilly's and Cup because they've been to COTA previously, but for trucks is a little bit of a bigger question mark because we've never seen trucks at St. Petersburg. What are we looking for when it comes to this event?
Is there any person? Oh, Justin Haley, I'd say is the only one on the top of my head that's even done a street course, and that's because he did the Chicago street course, the 2 or 3 years that they did it.
Yeah.
So, and Justin Haley actually got second in the first race, if I'm not mistaken.
But granted,
all the big names crashed out.
This is a little different wise because obviously it was in Chicago and it's not going to be anywhere near the same configuration as it was in Chicago.
I know it's different. But it's more like who has like some experience on a street course was my point on this. Like who has some street course experience despite it being like at a different place.
Yeah.
They knows what to kind of expect when it comes to that was where I was getting at, and I believe it is just in the truck series alone. It's just Justin Haley, unless there's like a different one of the people one of the people that's going to be in the open drivers are going to be
well, we know Dario Franchitti is going to be there because Franchitti, especially in his previous experience in Indy cars, he has raced at St. Petersburg.
Okay, that was my other question. Like I didn't know if any like Indy or F1 drivers were in the field. Like I know, I think he's driving the 1, ain't he?
Yeah, he is for Tricon.
Yeah. Who's driving? Who's the 25?
This is a surprise.
Colin Brown?
Yeah, Colin Brown. That is a surprise for me. I scrolled and I was like, wait, Colin Brown. I haven't seen that name since he ran trucks in like the late 2000s. Like, that was a huge surprise for me. Like, dude, Colin Brown in trucks, I mean, like back then, he wasn't too bad. He actually wasn't too bad at all. I mean, he drove for Roush at the time in the 6 truck, which is like, that honestly, like that 6 truck back then, especially with Colin Brown behind the wheel, was actually pretty cool.
Didn't I see someone on the deal, like when they were talking about, didn't he say that he has a win in the truck series?
Yes, he does actually. I can't remember where though.
I feel like if someone's going to look it up real quick, I'm going to take a wild guess. Something tells me it's Michigan, but I'm not confident on that.
It probably was. More than likely it was. But no, that when I scrolled, I'm telling you, when I scrolled through the entry list for this weekend and I saw Colin's name, it was like, wow, I didn't even expect that.
So his only career win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series occurred on June 13th, 2009 at Michigan.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, there's probably about to say, I thought I saw somewhere that it was Michigan. I thought I heard something along those lines.
Yep, when he drove the number 6 Ford.
That makes me wonder. I'm surprised. Are the truck the trucks are driving in Michigan, right? This season?
I would believe so.
I'm surprised they didn't have him drive at Michigan. If that was the case.
Yeah,
They are.
June 6th.
Yep. Ain't that something ironic? Bring him back for the Michigan race.
Right.
That would be cool.
That would be. But man, this is gonna be some weekend for sure.
And trust me, I wish I had the money because I would take that day off just to drive down to St. Petersburg.
Hey, there you go. Just call in sick.
Right. What am I gonna do with the other half and the kid? What? Take him with me?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. But with that said, ladies and gents, this is going to be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and get on down into our predictions here for this weekend at St. Petersburg and COTA. We have the doubleheader for Trucks and O'Reilly's on Saturday. Of course, Trucks is kicking us off at 12. O'Reilly's follows at 3. And then the Cup race on Sunday. So, for those that are brand new to the show and are not exactly sure how we make our predictions, here's how we're going to make them. We give you a driver who we think is going to win. Pretty self-explanatory. The driver to stay away from is the driver that hasn't been doing well the last couple of weeks or just coming up to a track where they don't really perform all that well at all. The dark horse is the exact opposite. And again, for O'Reilly's and Cup, we know what to expect because we've seen these cars on at COTA time and time again, but Trucks is a whole different question mark because this is their first street course as they conquer the city of St. Petersburg. So with that said, Stip Poppleton, you're up first.
My driver to stay away from, I'm gonna say Justin Haley. My dark horse, I'm gonna say Colin Blond. And my driver to win, oh boy. I'm just gonna go out with a whim here and say Christian Eckes. My predictions for the O'Reilly series. O'Reilly Auto Parts series at COTA. My driver to stay away from, I'm gonna say Dean Thompson. My dark horse, I'm gonna say Shane Van Gisbergen. And my driver to go with the win is gonna be Connor Zimich. My driver to stay away from for Cup, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
He doesn't like road courses.
Yeah, I can respect that.
My dark horse, give me Shane Van Gisbergen. And you might be wondering, why am I not having him as my driver to win? Well, that's because I'm gonna go, and this might be kind of bold, but I'm gonna go with Christopher Bell to win at Circuit of the Americas.
That is not who I thought you were going to pick, but hey, I'll take that. He won it. He won it last year.
Yeah.
Remember
would not
when I picked Seabell, what happened? Remember what happened when I picked Seabell? You never know. Alright. I might as well go since I can rewatch what I'm watching later. So, for my stay away for Trucks, might be a little shocker, maybe not. I'm gonna go with Jake Garcia. My dark horse, this is gonna be a very long shot because he hasn't had much seat time in the trucks.
Yeah.
But has a decent amount with maybe road courses. I'm taking Mini.
Hmm.
And my driver to win, I think we're going to see the 88 back in victory lane.
Really?
Ooh. I like that.
Now for the
He's deafened.
Stapleton.
Stapleton, that's a Q.
He's deafened.
O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
I mean, he's definitely, what can I say? I mean, someone had to do it, right?
Yeah.
My stay away from is our Daytona 500 champion, Austin Hill. Now, my dark horse, I think we're going to see, again, I think we're going to see the 88 in victory lane. I'm taking Raja.
Ah.
And my driver to win, ironically, I'm going to have to agree with Stapleton. I'm taking Connor Zillich.
I like that.
I mean, granted, it's in a different car. You know, make sure I got the right one.
Yeah, he's
But-
driving
but-
the one.
But it's still Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
So, and he drove all last year with Junior Motorsports. So to me, it don't matter what car number he's driving. And I've already made my cut predictions. I already made this crystal clear after the race. My driver to stay away from the Hurricane.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
My dark horse is going to be the O'Reilly winner, or that I'm picking to win. I'm taking Connor Zillich. But my driver to win, he proved it last year. He's going to win. He's going to win all road courses in 2 years. The road course ringer himself, SVG.
I like it. I like it. All right.
I like it.
Wyatt, you're up next.
I guess my dark horse, I'm actually going to go, either me or Stapleton is going to get a point after this, but I think I'm going to have to go and pick Justin Haley as my dark horse.
Okay.
Because he's the only one that's not like an Indy driver who has a street course experience, period. Even though it's a different one, he has experience. My driver to stay away from, I think I'm going to go with a rookie. I think I'm going to go Cole Butcher. And I'm going to go a little crazy on this one. My driver to win, I'm going to go with the Indy driver. Can you say his name again for me?
Dario Franchitti.
Dario Franchitti.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm going in blind. I don't know the what names. He's driving the number 1 in trucks, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's driving the one for Tricon.
I'm gonna go with the experience, with the street course experience on this one. I'm gonna go with him. All right, now for the
O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
He spammed the button too, which has made it funnier.
my dark horse. I'm gonna agree with Slifer. I'm gonna go Raja Karut as my dark horse. Raja's been doing pretty good. I think he actually ran good at the Charlotte Roval, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a pretty decent road course guy. So I'll give it to Raja.
All right.
My stay away, I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to... I'm going to go with Brandon Jones.
Yeah.
And I might as well just jump on this train to Connor Zilic.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to go on this one. And since he hasn't won a cup race yet, this point will be a single, will be a full point, not a half point. But for the Cup Series, I've already got this one figured out. I'm actually agreeing with Stapleton on this one. I don't think he's winning. I think he's a dark horse. My apologies, wrong one. I got SVG as the dark horse.
I like that.
My driver stay away from Brad Keselowski. And my driver to win, you know, I said he hasn't won a cup race yet, but that will be before until COTA. Give me Connor Zilic.
Okay.
Interesting.
I may be jumping the gun a bit for him. I do not care. I think Connor, he showed what he would do, and it started with the win at COTA in the O'Reilly series.
Okay.
And that was the first of the 10 wins that he won. Was it just 10 or was it more? I can't remember.
I think it might have been 11 races.
You think I may have 11 as well?
Either that or it probably might have been like a third of the season. It was a third of the season regardless.
10.
I know him and Corey Heim about like won 10 to 11 races. Well, Heim actually ended with 12. So
Yeah.
it was like and like I said, that started with COTA. Granted, 6 minutes at O'Reilly's. My apologies, but I still see that momentum popping up for him. He's my winner.
O'Reilly.
It was that many wins.
Well, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. It's my turn to make my predictions. So, that said, starting off with the truck series, my driver to win over there. I mean, it's pretty tough because this will be the first time that we're going to St. Petersburg. And for trucks, this is their first street course that they've done. I will personally say, at least off the top of my head, why don't I just kind of BS my way through this? I'm going to say Justin Haley is going to be the driver to win this one. Remember, he did finish top 5 in the inaugural street course race for the Cup side. That's a little bit different though, because the Cup cars are exceptionally different from the trucks. But regardless of that, Justin Haley does have experience on a street course. So, that could very well play into his benefit at St. Petersburg. Driver to stay away from, Cole Butcher. What more do you want me to say there? My dark horse. You might think this is pretty interesting for me to say this. I'm going to say Daniel Hemrick's going to be my dark horse for this one. Hemrick, I feel like, is one of the, is like, he's with a really good team. Do I think his road course experience, do I think he has a lot there? No, I don't think he's like a road course ace. Like, I don't see that, but I feel like with the equipment that's underneath him, he could do pretty well. On over to the So starting off over with the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at COTA, the first of 2 at Circuit of the Americas. and the second of the doubleheader between Trucks and O'Reilly's. My driver to win, I would have, as much as I hate to say this, I would have to agree with Connor Zilich. You know, given, yes, he is a Cup driver, that's the reason why I hate to say it. But, you know, Zilich, I feel like, you know, he does have that road course experience on him. He does have the speed with Junior Motorsports, so he'll easily get the job done. Even if it's in Carson Kvapil's car. Driver to stay away from, I will have to say, I am doing this for the memes. Balthazar Leguizamo.
What?
Is my driver to stay away from. I kid you not, Nathan. Look at the entry list for O'Reilly's and look at the driver for the 30. It's Balthazar.
Oh, I didn't even know that he was here.
Balthazar Leguizamo. And I do apologize if I absolutely butchered the name. I just got so caught off guard.
Saying that name, though.
I just got so caught off guard with it though, because I was like, who is this? I have never seen this guy before. My dark horse though, I think I will have to go ahead and say, I'm gonna go on a little whim here. I'm gonna say Harrison Burton's gonna be my dark horse. Burton, I think, does have some pretty good speed, especially last year when he drove for AM Racing and had all that consistency in the world that carried him all throughout last year. Could translate over here with Sam Hunt Racing. I mean, it's very, very possible. And now it's time for the main event. The 6th annual Duramax Grand Prix, powered by Relodyne, for the NASCAR Cup Series at the Circuit of the Americas. I forgot to add that part in there. But here we go. For my driver to win. This is easy for me. SVG is going to be my driver to win. I feel like last year could have been, last year could have been his year. Just saying. My driver to stay away from, stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Did I already pick Hocevar last week or no? This driver to stay away from.
Yeah, but I think you did pick up.
All right, then. All right, then let me wind back the reels here for just a second. I'm gonna say Riley Herbst is my driver to stay away from. I'm saying Herbst is my driver to stay away from. But my dark horse, I think he will give SVG a run for his money. Give me Connor Zilich as my dark horse. Yes, we are picking the Trackhouse guys, but for me, it's flip-flopped.
You know what's funny? If you didn't have picked Hocevar last week, you would have had the exact same picks that Slifer had.
That's funny. that is actually really funny.
Because he picked. Because that is the same 3 he picked in that order.
That's actually really funny.
Y'all are able to still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, goodness gracious. So, I think we've done everything that we needed to do, gentlemen. So, we've reviewed Atlanta. We've gone over points. The lone breaking story of Keelan Harvick and his contract with Toyota. And then previewed COTA in St. Petersburg. So, one last question. Any final thoughts before we get the weekend underway?
Let's get the first road course race started.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I don't have much to say, so we'll close weekend.
I have to get out of here. I have to leave early. See y'all.
Well, absolutely. So,
Oh,
yeah. Well, I didn't even realize that Wyatt had to leave. I didn't even hear that. But anyways, regardless of that, the episode's pretty much done and over with. So we're going to go ahead and sign off on this episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. If you guys liked this episode, be sure to go ahead and hit the follow button on Spotify and be sure to hit the subscribe button on the 11 Podcast YouTube channel so that way you don't miss episodes that drop every Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, not just on Spotify, but also on YouTube as well. And hopefully next week, whatever I'm dealing with here is going to be completely gone. Fingers crossed on that, by the way. I'm honestly fingers crossed on that. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Slifer over here, Wyatt, his name is Wyatt now, Nathan Stapleton down here, Wyatt Walker, who just left, I'm Elijah Leonard signing off, and enjoy the first row course weekend of the season, and we'll catch you all on the very next episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR.
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss a future episode throughout the NASCAR season. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.